Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. Thanks everybody for joining today. I'm Amanda Garcia. I am the program director for the digital design program. And today we have with us Professor Rebecca Carr within the program as well, and Brittany Yandel, who is a senior academic advisor for our digital design students. So a little bit about SOPA. Tulane was founded in 1834 as the Medical College of Louisiana. And since then, the School of Professional Advancement began offering classes around 1886, which is our school, the school that the digital design program is housed within. And this really demonstrated a commitment to adult learners that has lasted over 130 years. We have courses and availability for full or part-time students. We also have online courses. So if you're remote and you're interested in taking courses fully online, we do have that available. We also have on-campus courses if you're local or close to New Orleans. We also have classes in our compound classroom, which is our cell. It's our creative engaged learning lab. And this allows a portion of students to be in person and a portion of them to be online in a very creative environment. We also have day, night, and weekend classes available both on ground and online in case that works better for you. So when we talk about online learning, if that's something that you're interested in, we've been doing online learning for about 5 years now at SOPA. I know a lot of schools are changing to that right now with everything going on with COVID, but we've actually been perfecting it for the last 5 years. We used a platform called Canvas in which we can host different learning materials, lecture notes, videos, simulations, discussion boards, etc. That makes it very engaging for our students. We also try to have monthly, if not more frequently, class critiques, meetups with other courses or other classmates. We have different professional student groups that have ongoing meetings. And then we also bring in guest speakers. So if you are taking classes fully online, we do have programming that allows it to feel more like we're part of a bigger group, basically. So we do have almost 1,400 students who completed almost 12,500 hours of online coursework just within the last year alone. So as you can see, we do have a depth in this area. We have over 200 faculty who were trained in this, who have won multiple awards in these areas. So like I said, we do have an expertise in this area if it's something you're interested in. So for digital design, the program overview, this is our program mission, but I'll break it down for you just to say that we really are bridging that gap between hand skills, art skills, and the technology needed to create a portfolio that's going to get you a job after graduation. So all of our courses are really geared toward developing portfolio works, creative works. So whether you're in typography, whether you're in UX design, whether you're in a senior studio, the projects that we're creating in here are helping you to build that portfolio in a way that will be very attractive to future employers, whether it's for an internship or a full-time position after graduation. So we do have two different ways to earn a degree within digital design. We have our bachelor's program and we also have our post-bachelor's program. So our bachelor's program, you would earn a Bachelor of Arts, a BA. It's 120 credits, just like all the other bachelor's programs. You would take 42 of those credits within your major, and then 16 would be within your specific concentration. So whether it's interactive design or graphic design. And then you also have 18 hours of elective credits. So that's an additional 6 courses that you would be taking. So for your bachelor's, you could go into graphic design as your area of emphasis or interactive UX UI. For our post-bac, so this is if you already have a bachelor's and you're coming back to get additional training or expertise in either graphic design or interactive UX UI. So you would be taking courses depending on your level and where you're entering that post-bac. We would appropriately kind of fit you into those courses. It is 10 courses total no matter how you slice it. So if you want to take, if you already have, let's say, a foundation in graphic design or interactive design, and we can kind of fold in other courses to really help you reach those career goals. And so we work very closely between ourselves and our academic advisors to really make sure that the courses you're taking will help you create and craft a portfolio for graduation. So when we think about really like what is a post-bac certificate, so this could be a certificate that is related to your discipline. So if you're in the design field and you want more expertise in interactive design, you could pursue a certificate in interactive design. If we've had students come to us who are in completely different professions, we've had chefs come into the program who want to start from the very beginning, and they do. They start with their foundations courses and build their way up. We've had people come to us from education who've maybe been a K through 12 instructor for 15 years and decided that they want to be a designer. And we've had people in marketing or public relations or graphic design who want to come in for additional, knowledge. So it's 30 credit hours, like I said, 10 courses total. And we really work with you to customize that if need be, to, like I said, help you reach those career goals. And then for our graphic design track, we wanted to show you some examples of things that you could expect. So within our graphic design track, you could go into branding, print design, book design, typography, typographic design. You could work for an ad agency or a design house. You could also work for an in-house brand. So if there's a brand that you really like, Nike, for example, they employ a ton of designers. You could work within a division of Nike working within that brand itself. So the career opportunities within the graphic design track really are endless. We have courses in everything from foundations if you're new to the field. If you're not, we could substitute something else for that class, for example. And then we have courses specifically on software that is industry software that you're going to need, such as Adobe Illustrator and Adobe Photoshop and Adobe InDesign. You have different typographic studios. Typography 1 is required. We also have advanced studios. And then we have layout courses, studio courses. We have 3D courses such as packaging. We also have a letterpress studio if you're interested in really, working with your hands and you're here on site locally, and many, many more classes. So for your electives, we would really see, which courses would help you once again reach those career goals if you're in the bachelor's degree. For the interactive track, so we get a lot of questions like, what is UX UI? So UX stands for user experience. UI stands for user interface. And so these are two different parts of the interactive field. So user experience is looking at how users interact or experience your work. So this could be how people navigate an app or a website, how color and type affects the user's journey throughout those different interactive media. And then user interfaces, once we've gathered all of that great UX data and understood the user, we then apply that through interface design. So that's UI. We focus on app design, app prototyping. We're not really so much on the coding or back end of that, but you could take courses in coding as electives if that's something you're interested in terms of the development side of things. But we do a ton of prototyping with different prototyping software. We also look at social media design and implementation and how all of those things kind of work together, right? These are some of the courses you could expect within the post-bac or the bachelor's degree, everything from UX Studio to foundations. You also would be taking typography. We have motion design studios, digital narrative studios. So you might be using in motion design, After Effects and so forth, or Apple Motion. And then in the narrative studios, you might be using Premiere. And then we also have, once again, the actual interactive studios where you're creating larger pieces for your portfolio. We have many faculty within this track or within this program. This is myself. We also have Peter Gufaria, who is an award-winning motion designer, Samantha Barnes, who is the web designer and social strategist, all fabulous. John Carr. So we have copywriters who are teaching copywriting. We have Jessica Peterson, who owns a letterpress studio, who teaches letterpress, Professor Rebecca Carr, who's on the call today. Aisha Champagne, who works actually in publishing here at Tulane, and she teaches our foundations course as well as our layout publishing course. So one thing that's really unique to SOPA in general, and especially our digital design programs, is that we hire faculty experts who are working professionals in these fields to teach these very specific courses. And it's a lot of fun. It's great to see how, for example, Jessica brings her passion for letterpress and things that she does every day for clients into the classroom to really inform the projects and what students are doing to make it as real world as possible. And then beyond the classroom, we have different student organizations. As I mentioned earlier, we do have a student chapter of the American Institute of Graphic Artists. We also have two other organizations that are currently being formed. So the American Advertising Federation, we are about to have a student chapter of that that's going to launch in the fall, as well as a public relations organization. So if that's something you're interested in, we're looking into that as well. We also, every year, we enter students' work, we pay for it, and we enter student work into the Addy Awards. It's super important for us that you have those awards on your resume to help you be super competitive after graduation. So we actually pay over $3,000 a year for student entries because it's something that, you know, is part of our mission and we're very dedicated to. And actually the award show is tomorrow. We're super excited. And we typically win anywhere from 30 to 40 awards a year. So our students really are killing it. Last year, we placed nationally. We won 2 national Addy Awards, a gold actually, and a silver at national. So we were very excited about that. We also have annual designer talks. You know, we're in the works talking right now with Chip Kidd. If you're not familiar with Chip Kidd, you should totally Google him. And he is a designer as well as an art director for a very large publisher here in the US, and he does a lot of book jacket design. You probably recognize some of his work. And so we've had Jessica Hish come and talk to us, who is a letterer and type designer and children's book author now and other author. She's great. I mean, we've just had a multitude of people. We had someone come from Epic Games come and talk about game art and animation. And so each year, as well as James Victoria, et cetera, if you're not familiar with James, you should definitely Google James Victoria as well. And we try to expose you guys to these national and international names and try to bring someone in at least once a year. Obviously, everything's virtual right now, but as things normalize in the next year or two, we will start more in-person events again. We also have like huge kickoff events every year. It might be on the next slide, I'm not sure. But we do have a very large kickoff event each fall in which we also try to bring in a speaker and we get everybody together, all majors together, and we do other events such as that. So it is a really fun community, and we try to do everything we can to build that community for you guys. So a little bit about student supported success. So we have academic advisors who are here. Brittany is on this call today. She is amazing. She you know, run circles around Rebecca and I. She's amazing. She basically will take you in from the very start, your first semester, and help you navigate all of your requirements, what to expect. We also have different reviews that you have to undergo, and she'll let you know when you're coming up for that review. It's remarkable, and she follows you through the entire process. And we also have, like I said, faculty experts within their specific areas. We have a career advisor, Cynthia Washington, who is available to help you with internship placement and finding jobs and all of those good things. And then we also have a huge network of program peers and other alumni. And we try to involve them as much as possible as guest speakers in our classes. Maybe we would bring in someone to do like a demonstration in Procreate or whatever it might be. And we try to engage with our alumni as much as possible. And then in terms of applying, it's pretty simple. There is an application online. It's at the bottom there, sopa.tulane.edu, and you just click on that lime green button that says apply. And once you complete, I'm sorry, the application form, there is a $40 admission fee, but we're going to waive that today because you guys attended the webinar, and so you will not have to pay that. You also just need a valid government issued ID. This could be a military ID or a driver's license. It just has to be up to date and valid. So you would take a photo of that and upload that. And then we need your transcripts. So if you have attended another university, if you have another bachelor's degree, or if you have a master's degree, we just need those transcripts for any place that you've attended. So if you did some credits at community college and some at a four-year institution, whatever it is, we need those. Those can take a little time to get to us. So I would definitely recommend starting this now and requesting those transcripts. You can even just request the transcripts, even if you haven't started the application yet. It just can take a little time. So I would recommend that. We can also, and on the application, it tells you where to send those, I should mention. And just as an aside, if you have your unofficial transcripts, like if you can download a transcript yourself, we can take that in the meantime of getting the official transcript, and we can get you admitted while we're waiting on those official transcripts as well. These are the application deadlines. This is when everything has to be in our hands in order for us to be able to make a decision. However, if you notice, there is a new incentive that we're adding, a new scholarship, and it would be a $200 scholarship. And so this helps you pay for one of your classes, let's say. So we're looking at April 15th. So if you're looking to start in the summer, April 15th would be when we would need you enrolled and registered for classes. So let's work backward from that, right? So we probably want you to start your application in the next couple of weeks and get us everything, I would say, by like mid-March. That way, or end of March, that way we can get you admitted by the end of April. So you just really want to work backwards from these timelines. Noticing that fall, you have quite a bit more time, June 1st, but then spring is kind of tight, December 1st. So just kind of keep these and take a screenshot of this, or we can send this to you after, but you just want to make sure that you don't miss these deadlines and take advantage of that $200 scholarship. And then in terms of, this is a lot of questions we get about tuition and financial aid, so I'll make this quick. Classes are 3 credit hours each. So basically you can multiply that dollar amount by 3, and that tells you how much each class costs. There is financial aid available. So if you're a full-time student and you are in our bachelor's program, you are eligible for federal student aid. If you're a postbac student, you are eligible for other aid like private loans, etc. So I would definitely connect with us, our admissions officer, soon. That way we can plug you in with the right financial aid person based on your situation to help you get the most aid that you can for your classes. And also notice that we do offer 20% discount for active duty military, teachers, K through 12 instructional staff, and New Orleans area public employees. And then lastly, we want to talk about credits for prior learning. So this is only if you're going into the bachelor's program. If you are going into the bachelor's program and you've been working in a related field and you're thinking to yourself, I've been using this software for many years, I don't think I need to take this class. Can I get credit for the class? We have something in place for that. This does not apply to postbacs, only to bachelor's. And so you can earn up to 24 credits for this. You basically end up registering for a portfolio class. It's not like a traditional portfolio class that you're probably familiar with from a design term, but you build a portfolio of your prior experiences that then justify the courses. So it's a really great process. And if you're interested in that, let us know. And this is my contact info here. I'm also going to put my cell phone in the chat, and you can feel free to text me with any questions that you may have at all. You're not bothering me at any time. We're not in our offices presently, so feel free to reach out via cell and once again via email. But I would like to open it up. If anyone on the call here, you can take yourself off mute or turn on your video if you would like, and ask any questions that you may have. I know, Michelle, I think you joined a little bit later, so if you want us to recap anything or answer any questions too, please let us know.
I'm sorry, I was at work and I got a phone call, so I had to.
It's okay.
I was on and then off.
Yeah, it's no big deal.
If you don't mind just recapping the first couple of minutes, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. If we can go back to the beginning, and Carter, do you have any questions before I do that?
So I think my question is a little bit specific. Okay. So I have a degree from an overseas institution, but it did not require any coursework, so I don't have a transcript. What would serve in lieu of
Did not require any coursework. That is so interesting. Okay, I have so many questions, first of all, but I don't know the answer to that. Brittany, do you know the answer to that?
So this was your bachelor's degree that was earned?
PhD?
PhD. Okay, so if you're just this might need to be directed to Sheila just to make sure that I'm not incorrect here, Amanda, but we just need your bachelor's degree. So was your bachelor's degree from an American institution or was that from overseas?
Yeah, it was American.
Okay, so that I don't think that should be an issue because it's a postbac program and we just need to know that you did a bachelor's. I'm not necessarily sure that we'll need anything in regards to the PhD, but I am going to defer to Sheila final word on that.
Okay.
Gold is our director of admissions, and we can Amanda can ask her about that.
Yeah. I'll do you want to put your email address in the chat if you don't mind for me, Carter, and then I will follow up and get back to you.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks. And do you want to go back to the slides regarding the programs itself when we started?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. I totally apologize.
Oh, it's fine. Don't worry about it. So we just started talking about like the difference between the postbac and the bachelor's. Carter, what are you interested in, postbac or bachelor's?
Postbac.
Postbac. Okay, Michelle, what about you?
Bachelor's.
Okay. Okay. So the main difference is the total number of credits, right? So the bachelor's is going to be a traditional bachelor's degree. We are going to have 120 total hours. Do you have any bachelor's experience already, Michelle, that you want to transfer?
I do not.
Okay. Well, then you're easy peasy. So it's 120 hours total. And can you go to the next slide for me, Anne? Of that, for the bachelor's degree, 42 of those hours are going to be within the concentration. So if you're interested in the graphic design concentration, we just sort of went over what that might be. So we're doing things like branding, print design, poster design, and this is the same thing for the postbac. You know, you would also take, if you're in the graphic design track, you would also take an interactive class or two just to kind of introduce you to those areas. So same thing for the postbac. If you're doing graphic design for postbac, you have the opportunity to take an interactive class or two to kind of help, you know, round out your educational experiences if that's something you're interested in. And then these are some different courses. I mean, we've got probably triple this amount of courses, but these are some of the ones that are required. Letterpress would be an elective. We do have some hand courses as well. We have a fine art fundamentals. So if you're interested in like honing in more drawing skills, color theory, etc. We do cover color theory, obviously, in foundations, but we do have another course as an elective if you're interested in hand skills, as well as letterpress. And then for the interactive track, if you're interested in that, this is more on the side of if you're if you're interested in going into like app design, web app design, social media, like integration. And these are some courses that you might take. And so you also kind of dabble into like After Effects, Adobe Premiere. You're also using prototyping software as like Sketch, Adobe XD, etc. And we're not doing so much on the programming side on the back end, but you could, if you were interested in programming and development on the side of the app, we're doing more, you know, front end prototyping. And that's how the industry is really. I don't know if you guys are interested in interactive or graphic design, but typically, you know, from the design side of things, there are the front end designers and the back end developers. Sometimes those two people collide and overlap as like this unicorn person, but not frequently. They're just very different brained, you know? And so we teach more of the front end, but then we also have some back end courses we could recommend for electives if you're interested. And then we talked a little bit more about, what was next, Anne? Oh, we just kind of went over some of our faculty. You can kind of click through these. I just made the point that all of our faculty are working professionals in their fields. So even myself and Professor Carr, who's on here, who are full-time at Tulane, we still are working designers. Like, we don't ever stop. You know, it's important for us to keep up our craft. So that way we're obviously up to date with everything that we're teaching in the classroom, because we do teach, even though I'm administration, I still teach. So for example, Jessica Peterson here, who owns a letterpress company in town, she teaches our letterpress classes at her letterpress company. So students actually go there to take classes. You know, John Carr, who has more than 20 years of experience in copywriting, he teaches our copywriting courses. So everyone who, you know, is teaching for us is an expert within that field, in that specific area. I should also mention we have other programs that are adjacent to ours, such as digital marketing, public relations, and advertising. So if those are areas that you're interested in, we have other courses that you could take and fold in to your program from those different areas too.
Cool, thank you.
Of course. And then we just kind of talked about student experience and that kind of thing.
Okay, disclaimer, I came in at this part.
Nice.
Disclaimer,
Okay, perfect.
I work for Tulane, so.
Okay, good. Good. You get it. You get it. Awesome. Do y'all have any questions that we can answer? Are y'all looking to start summer, fall? Carter, what are you anticipating?
I'm thinking probably spring of next year.
Okay.
I'm just gonna take advantage of the tuition waiver.
Absolutely. Yeah. Good idea. Michelle, what about you?
I'm looking at summer, and yeah, so.
Okay. And that schedule should be, well, I think it is. I think it's up now.
Okay.
The schedule's published. So you should be able to see what's available. Great.
Okay.
Well, Carter, I will find out that information from Sheila and email you ASAP. And then,
Thanks.
yeah, so even with the tuition waiver, you still have to kind of like go through the whole process, you know? So
Yeah.
let us know as you're applying if anything else pops up that you need help with. I'm going to copy.
Actually, since you're talking about that right now,
Okay.
so the reason I'm waiting is because I just got hired at the end of last year, and so my waiver hasn't come into effect yet. So, God, what is my question? It has literally just leaked right out of my brain.
It's okay. What department are you in?
So I'm based in the research development office, but for SSE.
Oh, okay, great. Awesome. Michelle, where are you?
I am in the Office of Human Resources and Institutional Equity. So I do a lot of the preventing harassment and discrimination training, and then we're rolling out a whole new EDI library. So I'm doing that.
Cool. That's great. No, that's great.
And I will say really fast, are you waiting for I can't remember the other individual's name. I'm sorry.
Carter's on. Yeah.
Carter, I think it's 6 months, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Okay, good. All right, cool. Well, if anything else pops up, you got my info, just message me and we'll be in touch soon. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in class.
Take care. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Bye. Thank you.